It began with a thunderous explosion in the heart of Tehran, in the early morning hours of February 28, 2026. U.S. and Israeli warplanes launched Operation Epic Fury, a coordinated military strike that targeted the most heavily fortified compound in Iran. When the smoke cleared, the Islamic Republic had been decapitated. The body of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader for nearly 4 decades, was reportedly recovered from the rubble within hours. Iranian state television announced the death of the man who had ruled the country since 1989. Alongside him, Iran's defense minister Aziz Naserzadeh and IRGC ground forces commander Mohammad Pakpour were also killed. The message from Washington was clear: hit the snake in the head. But now, nearly a month later, a new threat is emerging, one that reaches far beyond the battlefields of the Middle East and into the streets of America. U.S. intelligence has issued a chilling warning: Iran is hunting American officials. And the hunt has already begun. Operation Epic Fury wasn't launched without warning. According to Israeli media reports, U.S. intelligence had learned that Iran was planning a preemptive strike of its own, a massive ballistic missile barrage that would target American forces across the Middle East. President Trump made a calculated decision. It was better to strike first, on America's terms, than to wait for Iranian missiles to find their targets. The operation succeeded beyond initial expectations. Khamenei was killed. Iran's security chief, Ali Larijani, was killed days later. Its intelligence minister, Esmail Khatib, was also eliminated. The leadership vacuum created by these strikes has thrown Tehran into chaos. But chaos, in Iran, has always been dangerous. The 2026 Annual Threat Assessment, released just days ago by Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, contains a passage that should alarm every American. The intelligence community assesses that if the Iranian regime survives the current war, it almost certainly will seek to exact revenge for the death of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. But here's what makes this threat unique. The report notes that Iran still maintains its long-term strategic intent to avenge the death of former IRGC commander Qasem Soleimani by targeting current and former U.S. officials. That means the regime has been planning attacks on American soil for years. Now, with the death of its supreme leader, those plans have moved from contingency to immediate priority. For the first time in its history, Iran is not just threatening America from afar. It is bringing the war to American soil. On March 11, 2026, employees at Stryker Corporation, a Michigan-based medical technology giant, arrived at work to find their computers completely wiped. 56,000 workers across the globe were locked out of their systems. Life-saving medical equipment ordering systems went dark. Hospitals that relied on Stryker's technology were thrown into chaos. Within hours, a hacker group known as Handallah claimed responsibility. Western security experts immediately identified Handallah as a front for Iran's Ministry of Intelligence. The attack was devastating. Hackers had breached Stryker's Microsoft Intune system, the platform used to manage company devices, and issued a single command: factory reset every device. The Wall Street Journal called it the most severe wartime cyber attack in American history. And the message could not have been clearer. Iran can now reach into America's critical infrastructure and turn it off. Former FBI cyber official Cynthia Kaiser described what makes this moment different, and our deep involvement in long-term conflicts. This is the first time we truly see both sides integrating cyber operations with physical military actions. This is no longer about hacking emails or stealing passwords. This is about war. Former officials warn that more attacks are coming. Jen Easterly, who served as director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency under President Biden, recently said every American business leader should now ask themselves, what is the worst-case scenario for business interruption? The Iranian regime, if it survives the current war, has demonstrated both the capability and the will to strike American targets directly. The Stryker attack was not a test. It was a statement. Iran can now reach American soil. And it has made clear that it will continue hunting current and former U.S. officials until it believes justice has been served. The hunt for revenge has begun. The question is not whether Iran will strike again. The question is where, when, and how hard. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the World Strategy and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update on the most critical geopolitical developments shaping our world.